Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, October 16th of 2024, 12:55 in the p.m. Let's say it together. Praise our God from whom all blessings flow. And yes, we are back on the political train. Choo-choo! Yeah, we're back on it. And whether we like it or not, it will be rolling down the track through our neighborhoods on November 5th. That won't be long. I said it won't be long. So we have the candidates out there, namely Donald J. Trump and Kamala Harris. Excuse me, ladies, I should have announced her first, but former President Donald J. Trump and Kamala Harris. They're rolling down the track, and many of us are watching. Well, last night, Kamala Harris visited to Breakfast Club. Yeah, Charlamagne the guy. She's been on his show quite frequently, and as things are winding up, she's making her rounds. The interview is all over the place, all out throughout America and the world, and I checked it out and watched various videos and people responding to it. The gentleman could have went a little bit harder, stronger, asked more detailed questions, but he just didn't do it. People, this is a dog and pony show, and arguably probably on both sides, both candidates are going to talk shows where they feel comfortable and possibly scripted. I mean, tell me what you think in the comment section. It's probably, I mean, you don't want to hurt yourself the last couple of weeks. People are going to remember more so the now than they are 6 months ago, or even, 2 years ago for that matter. So, hey, what would you do? Would you face it? Personally, I would face it. I would go to anybody and interview. That's what I would do, but hey, another argument, another day. So I'm going to play some clips here because I'm going to show you some things that were overlooked. He calls himself Charlamagne the God. I don't like that name. We are not gods. We are not gods. I don't like that. It's just, we are not gods. You got a few rappers out there the same way. I'm a god. You're not a god. It's just silly to me. You're a man, you're a woman, you're in God's image. I digress. Check it out.
Charlamagne also questioned why Harris hasn't pushed back on Trump's repeated labeling offer as border.
Now, I'm going to point out a few things as we go forward. Let's start out with this. There's no way in the world that Charlamagne the God could not have known that Kamala Harris was appointed to oversee, to take care of the issues at the border. Forget about the name Border Czar. She was put in place to manage it by Joe Biden. That's the first thing. Second of all, look at the color he got on. It's in the burgundy, it's in the purple family. Again, I'm not going to argue about it. Look at the color he got on. It speaks to me. I'm going to tell you what else speaks to me. I predicted this is going to happen. You see the background? You're going to see a lot of this when the campaign gets closer to the election day. And on election day, you're going to see those colors, those cross colors of purple and Tiffany blue. Those are Phoenician colors. You're also going to see the rock colors of red and gold and yellow. You're going to see them, people, because we have a slightly loosely knit world government built on the sun god Ra and the Phoenician dynasty. That's where we're at. See the colors behind this guy? So all this is speaking without speaking. And then let me show you what else I saw. They got a black guy who, the brother, he asked the question. his shirt said 1996. The 1 is covered. But if you take the 9 and flip it, you get 666 all day. That's just the way I look at it, okay? That's how I see it. Is it speaking 666? Is that coincidence? 966 is really 666, mark of the beast? Are they speaking without speaking? And what's with that when you put, get the purple or the burgundy family? Phoenician is purple. So now let me go on, because I'm gonna hit all these issues. He should have followed up. He should have done his homework. Am I calling him out? Well, look, I ain't trying to get personal on this internet. All I'm saying is this. It's not hard to find out the question that you asked. They didn't agree with her at that point. He agreed with her. Listen to this. He agreed with her after he asked her about the issue about the border. Okay, check it out again. What's her role? Listen. President Biden announces VP Harris to handle border crisis. Period. I can't tell how many videos are out there from 3 years ago saying the same thing. So everybody got it wrong, and all of a sudden the guy gonna interview her and he didn't get it right, and she gonna sit here and tell her the fact checkers they finally got it right. Okay, fact check this.
And now to the Biden presidency. President Joe Biden announced Vice President Harris will lead the effort to tackle a sudden surge of migrants at the U.S. southern border.
The announcement came as the federal government opened another emergency shelter to deal with the influx. CBS 4's Danya Backus reports.
If you deal with the problems in the country, it benefits everyone.
President Biden is tapping his Vice President, Kamala Harris, to oversee U.S. diplomatic efforts to address the recent influx of migrants along the southern border.
While we are clear that people should not come to the border now, we also understand that we will enforce the law, and that we also, because we can chew gum and walk at the same time, must address the root causes.
CBS News has learned the Biden administration plans to use the Freeman Expo Center in San Antonio, Texas, to house up to 3,000 unaccompanied migrant children and convert the San Diego Convention Center into a makeshift shelter for 1,400 minors.
So they're talking one thing but doing another. He put her in charge, period. Look. She will lead in this crisis. He taps Harris to lead on immigration. Come on, man. Come on. A new border czar. Biden asked VP Harris to take it 3 years ago. So what in the world? This man got 2,000 subscribers. You know he got a staff. So how in the world is he going to sit up here and interview her and let her get away with that? How you going to let her get away with that? And how you going to coincide with this when anybody can just Google this and get it right out of the president's mouth? And I ain't trying to hear that stupid stuff about wordplay. Oh, he didn't say border czar. He put her in charge. He said oversee. Come on now, we go down to Webster's Dictionary all day. Stop playing. It's pathetic. American journalism is getting pathetic. It has been pathetic. Now, here's a brother I was telling you about, got the 1966 jacket on. Got the diamond. Inside there's a lot of pyramids. I don't know if that's on purpose, but I'm bringing it out. He got on the black and white, right? Now, listen to his question.
I feel that there should be an in-depth investigation or evaluation of the lack of resources and current living conditions in Black communities nationwide.
Now, Charlamagne should have gifted her, and I'm trying to be nice, with a follow-up question and brought some stats about what she's talking about, and he should have asked her, how come you ain't doing it now? You can freeze your campaign and put some stuff on the books now. Same thing about the border. You can freeze the border now. Because it's a joke, people. The whole system is a joke. It's a joke. Here it is right here. Changing America. Housing costs have nearly doubled in swing states since 2020. Right there. Monthly housing costs have skyrocketed in recent years. Now homeowners in the states that will decide the upcoming presidential election are paying almost double what they are 4 years ago, according to Redfin data. Okay? Come on, people. I mean, it's not hard to interview. It really ain't. This dude got millions of subscribers. He got to be a millionaire by now. I know he got people that can do the research for him. Right there, according to Redfin. Things have doubled. The median monthly housing payment in battleground states has nearly doubled since 2020. It's ridiculous. What's with these Mickey Mouse softball questions and no reaction and follow-up? You indirectly telling your subscribers that I'm not going to do my job doing the most arguably critical election in American history. It was a failed interview. Home prices in swing states are also up, rising nearly 40% since the last election to a record high. Look at that, 316,063 in 2024. The report found. Redfin analysis of housing and income data examined trends in red and blue states, as well as 7 swing states, Arizona, Nevada, just going down the list, going down the road. All these meaningless interviews. It's just to show up, glamorize the person, and throw softballs at her. No, she need a slider, a curveball, a changeup, everything. This is crazy. It's terrible journalism. Now, listen to, and this is not how to get this information. This is just one of many that's out there. Listen to this interview about Judge Joe Brown, specifically talking about how she locked up black men to grow as a DA back in the day. That's right. And folks say it ain't true. You can find information, but listen to Judge Joe Brown.
Kamala, cause she had the 3-strike rule in effect, if I ain't mistaken.
Oh yeah,
She's
got a reputation in San Francisco.
Okay.
Dope is legal in San Francisco, marijuana, and she had the dubious distinction of getting the stiffest sentences in America for simple possession of marijuana, and it was noted at the time that 95% of them were black, when black folk are not even a very high percentage of the Bay Area population. Her solution to robberies at various businesses was not to go after the robbers, the felons. It was these businesses ought to shut down so they won't be attractive nuisances.
Wow.
And then One West Bank with Mnuchin as the CEO, Soros as the primary investor.
Now I want to speak on.
Now, why would a black man lie on a woman of color who's arguably in the same profession? She was DA, he's a judge. Don't you think he got more reputable numbers and stats than anybody else? Why would he put his credentials on the line and lie about her? Why would he do that? And why would not, again, these interviewers, not just the guy, but other ones, look, I'm tired. Is this a boule move? I gotta go there. Is this a boule move? Protect your own? At the cost of a nation? Listen again.
To Kamala, cause she had the 3-strike rule in effect, if I ain't mistaken.
Oh yeah, she's got a reputation in San Francisco.
Okay.
Dope is legal in San Francisco, marijuana, and she had the dubious distinction of getting the stiffest sentences in America for simple possession of marijuana, and it was noted at the time that 95% of them were black, when black folk are not even a very high percentage of the Bay Area population.
So you're not even the majority or a high percentage in that area, yet you got 95% of them locked up as black people. Come on, man. And he mentioned the 3-strike rule? Yeah. Who put that bill together? Wasn't that saxophone playing, what's his name? Bill Clinton? The one I showed you yesterday, Bubba? Yeah. Joe Biden, along with Bill Clinton, 3-strike rule. Caught with these drugs. You had folks in there with X amount of ounces was spending anywhere between 5 to 20 years in prison. Feeding the criminal, the jailhouse rock complex. And you know there are a lot of people who were owning that stuff, making money, even on the stock market. And Judge Joe Brown just mentioned some names in relation to the business aspect. Did he not? Listen.
Solution to robberies at various businesses was not to go after the robbers, the felons. It was these businesses ought to shut down so they won't be attractive nuisances.
Wow.
And then One West Bank with Mnuchin as the CEO, Soros as the primary investor.
Now I want to speak on to Kamala, like, cause.
So is that what Judge Joe Brown is saying? They put the prisons on the stock market. What kind of dumb stuff was that they did a decade ago? On the back of black people. This is crazy. Look, again, why would this man put his credentials out there? If I'm interpreting wrong, put in the comment section. I think I'm right on this one. Papa Joe Biden and Slick Willie Clinton. And here's one of the original speeches by then Joe Biden. Lock those SOBs up. He didn't care. Instead of going after the big drug kingpins and stopping the stuff crossing the border, he going after those who got 3 or 4 ounces on them and put them in prison. That's not an attack where you got a full frontal attack going after every aspect of the drug business. But it's easy to go after those who are black and brown, defenseless, and just getting high and selling something every now and then. Average dope dealer back in the day wasn't making a whole lot of money. You had your big kingpins. Yeah, you had them. Black guy Lucas was the #1 guy, they said, because he got rid of the middleman and got his stuff directly from Vietnam. But he said lock the SOBs up. The underground economy was built in part through booze and drugs. But black folks didn't make the infrastructure to get it over here. We didn't own the planes, the helicopters. We're not controlling the border. But he and Clinton weren't going after that. They created a 3-strike rule. That alone should let you know he chose Kamala, allegedly because of her history. It's called Lock the SOBs Up. Listen to him.
First got in politics, even though I come from this background and ran on a law and order platform, I remember the liberals used to say, Biden is...
Did you hear that? He running on law and order. Now he letting the border go to hell. You know what I'm saying? 1994, he's a candidate of law and order. Knock me over with a sock. Listen to him.
I remember the liberals used to say, Biden is, quote, an iconoclast. That was what my newspaper called me, an iconoclast. Because how can he really be a progressive and want to lock these people up? I'm sure my friend from California gets hit with that all. How can you be a progressive and be so tough on crime? Just like when I first got in politics, even though I come from this background and ran on a law and order platform, I remember California gets hit with that all. How can you be a progressive and be so tough on crime? Well, I wasn't wedded to the notion. Every time Richard Nixon, when I was running in 1972, would say law and order, the Democratic mantra, the response was law and order with justice, whatever that meant. And I'd say lock the SOBs up.
Lock the SOBs up. Like I said, it wasn't balanced. If anything, it was a well-oiled plan to allow it to come over here, let corporations invest in the infrastructure of it to get it over here, then invest in prisons, build more prisons, and stock them with black and brown faces, and then put them on the stock market and make more money. It's called slavery. Lock the SOBs up. It's good to know your history, people. And where was Charlamagne putting this in context on the interview? That's what he should have done. You can hire me, brother, any day of the week. I'll help your show. I ain't hating on you, I'm just saying. Let's do this thing right.
Well, he did that already.
I think the main point is that people have lived under his economy. And what is he going to do for Black America, for Latino America? We've seen it. Prices were lower. Housing was affordable. Inflation was low. People were safe. The border was sealed. I can go on and on and on. And all of a sudden, you're asked the question, what does he have now? People have watched what he's done, and now they're looking at Joe Biden and Kamala's economy, and they're saying, we can't survive on this. Our check doesn't go far enough, Abby. Times are tough. The border's open. People, whether you're Latino or you're a Black American, you want a sealed border too. You want to be safe at home. So they've seen that all along. So I think this notion that what's his plan, they've seen his plan, and
they've seen his plan. And what?
You know it's going to get better.
And we know it's going to get better. Now, here's my final one. Charlamagne the God grills Kamala Harris on repetition. Fox News did this 17 hours ago. Listen to the response.
Charlamagne the God on your show. Yep. How do you think he's going to do with this interview? It's feeding in right now.
Well, I think he learned a lot from doing my show. He observed an expert at this. I'm going to just finish my thought that, like, for a guy, voting for Kamala is like getting a massage from a dude.
And that is not acceptable.
It is not acceptable. You brought up when they say about reparations, it needs to be studied. That's all they want. The activists just want the gravy train to themselves so they could have conferences, paid for lunches, maybe a business class flight to Austin, Texas. It's great in the springtime. We could have a conference there. It's basically, this is what Newsom did in California. All you do is just keep kicking that can down the road, because while you're kicking it, you're also paying people who are on the committee. We're on the committee to assess reparations.
You might not agree with reparations, but how do you reconcile that when you're giving all this money to the migrants? And the first place they hit was the Black community. Now it's in small suburbs, and like I showed you guys this past week, now it's in the South. Black men is a target in the past. Put him in prison, be the go-to person in the future to blame on the future loss, allegedly, of Kamala Harris, if that's what happens. Just keep putting him down. And now, still won't give the black man no reparations. But yet we just gave probably billions to someone who never paid nothing in taxes. I'm Franchot Pearson. You might not agree with this, but I got a video that I did about a month ago breaking this reparation thing down. Root word is called repair. And a strong, armed, that is mentally armed and spiritually armed and knowledgeable Black America is a great America for everybody. Thumbs up, subscribe, tell me what you think. And what journalists are out there being fair and balanced? Which ones out there? Put them in the comments section. We need that. The republic, the democracy, look, it needs it. We need this pillar of America to do what it's supposed to do. And that's ask the right questions so we can make better choices, as opposed to this thing being doctored. You know how it go. Have a good day.